Let's see how to install and update PieMaster. Click on the Edit menu here, choose Preferences. Go to the Add-ons tab, and click on this little arrow, choose Install from disk. At this point, select the zip of the add-on and click OK. It will directly install the add-on and you will have it here. As you can see, I already have it installed. If you click on this little arrow, you will see the preferences of the add-on and you will see the current version here. Okay, so you will be able to check for updates. You need to activate the Allow Online Access in System, because if you don't, you will have this text. Okay, activate it to check for updates. So I will activate it. And when I will restart Blender, I will see if there is an update. I will also be able to click here to check if there is an update. Okay? If you didn't buy the add-on, please do that to support my work, because this is a lot of work, and you will have some links to buy it on SuperHive, Gumroad, and ArtStation. After that, you will have the support for customers on our Discord, and you will have information about this. You will also have troubleshooting, the add-on doesn't work, let's see how to make it work, and how to update the add-on, okay? And after that, you will have information about the add-on. So that's it to install the add-on. And to update it, you need to uninstall it and restart Blender. Always restart Blender. Never uninstall and install a new add-on, because if you do that, you will not have the new settings. So you can have some bugs. So uninstall, restart, and install once again with this install from disk. Let's check the option part. Click on the option tab here, and you will have this. First, that will be the auto-save preferences. The add-on will automatically save your preferences when you will create presets, when you will edit the settings here. Okay, so you need to take into account that it will be saved directly in the add-on folder. So you need to set a path to save your presets. I have this path, and when I will install the add-on, I will just have to set this path to have all my settings and my presets. Okay? So like that, you will not lose anything. So set a path to save your preferences and presets. If you leave the path empty, the file will be saved in the add-on folder as user.py.json. Okay? Don't forget to save the preset manually if you want to keep them. So yes, this one will save the presets you are working on, but that will not save the presets themselves. That will save everything, but not, for example, you create a preset to make a sculpt, and you will have this mix with other presets. But when you will create a preset, you will be able to export this preset as one preset. So take this into account. This is just a save to save everything. And when you will remove the preset from the preset list, it will be also removed here. This is not a save everything, you need to save your preset after that. Okay, so you have the UI settings, you have the show header button, so this is this one. Just to show you, if I put my mouse on it, that will show this, just I will click on it, like that. That will directly show the preferences with PieMaster selected. And if you check, if you press Shift and click, that will create a new menu. So if I press Shift and click, I will have this. I will be able to create a preset, or to select a preset, to add a name and for the preset, and add a name for the menu you want to create. Pie menu, menu, or layout. If you click OK, it will create the preset, create the menu, and have the same name. Okay? So I will not do this right now. I will continue to show you the options. So this show header button will show or hide this button. After that, you will have the UI scale. So when you will work on your PC, if it's in 4K, 180p, I don't know the name in English, I'm sorry, you will be able to change the UI scale, and you will also have an option to auto-scale the UI of your pie menus and menus if the size of the area is small. So check the settings here to see what you can do. For example, if the area scale is this, 1000 pixel, you will have this scale to, for example, 0.5. Okay? If it's bigger, that will be scaled to 1. So check the settings depending on your resolution and you will have something correct. After that, you will have the theme settings. This one, you will have some themes I added to the add-on. I will remove this pillar topo, it should not be there. And you have different themes, you can choose the one. And if you create a theme, it will be saved here and you will be able to select it when you will create a new preset and a new pie menu. You can also sync Blender themes. That means if I use other Blender themes, like those ones, the add-on will try to sync the color from those themes. So like that you will have something correct. You can obviously after that, if you want, change some colors. So you will have also the pie menu settings. So keep pressing to show. That means when you will call a menu, you need to keep pressing the keys to show the menu. I don't use this one, but you can use this one. This one is the quick open threshold. When you will call the pie menu and go to the direction really fast, that will activate the button. Same as the basic pie menus. So depending on how you want to make it work, you can change this value. Auto open pie on over. So when you will create a button to call a new pie menu, you can activate this and that will directly automatically open the new pie menu. You don't have to click on it. So this one is really nice. This is for nested pie menu. Same auto open menu on over. When you will create a GPU menu, you will have this to open automatically over it. You will have this one. This is directional auto over, and if you check, obviously, you will have information about this. So that will highlight automatically the button when you will go in a direction. So this is nice to use. So I keep it like that. Center placement. This one is if you want to have your pie menu always at the center of the UI, of the 3D view you are working on. Okay, so this is also an interesting settings. Auto preview on new menu. Let's check this one. Automatically open preview in the 3D view when you create a new menu. Or in fact, when you will create a menu with this, it will automatically activate the preview and the edit mode. Like that, you will be able to edit and add some buttons. And show center pie menu description. If you create a pie menu, you will have the center circle with the name of the pie menu and its description, and you can disable the description if you want. Okay, so let's continue. You will have the bounce settings. When you will call a menu, it will bounce a little bit, and when you will go on a button, as you can see, you have an over here but no bounce. And with this option you will have a little bounce, and you will see this is really nice. You can activate it if you want or not. Okay, you have the button bounce and the pie bounce. After that you will have the sound settings. So you can disable it if you don't want to use it, but you can activate it. I personally like to activate it because with the bounce and the sound, I know where I'm on a button. It's without it, it's blank. This is weird. Now I added this, I cannot work without it. You have the GOAT mode. I will let you test this one, and this is fun. I keep it because it is fun. You can edit the volume. As you can see, I'm at 0.5, and you can also disable the sound on what you don't want to use. Okay, you can also, if you want, use a custom sound to make it yours. So like that, you have full control over everything inside those options. Now let's see the heart of the add-on, the preset tab here. When you will launch the add-on for the first time, you will have this. You will be able to create a new preset, or you will be able to import an existing preset. That means you can create your preset and share them with your friends or sell them if you want. It's your work, you can sell them. But people will need to buy my add-on to be able to use those presets, okay? So when you will want to create a new preset, you will click on create new preset. You will have this, as you can see here, add a new menu to edit it. To the left, you will have the preset list. I can double click on this one and rename it my first preset. Okay. I can add a new one, remove it, duplicate it if I want. You can also, like we saw previously, import presets, and you can save your preset. That will be on a JSON file. Okay, so when you create your preset, you want to save it on your computer, just click on Save Preset, you will save it. So, like I said previously, that will be different from this auto-save preference, because this one will save everything, and when you will delete it here, it will remove it from here. So you need to save your presets to be able to, after, import those presets, okay? Take this into account, this is really important. After that, you will have the save package. So this one is if you use custom icons and custom Python files and you want to share or sell this preset, okay? So it will create a folder with the JSON file for the preset, a folder for the icons, one for the scripts, and a readme text. You can also, if you want, create a zip file with everything in it, and like that you will have it. If you want to import the preset, you need to unzip it first, and after that click on import preset and go to the path of your preset, okay? So that's it, the difference between those two. After that you will have my first preset, and you will need now to add a new menu, pie menu, simple menu, or layout menu. I will choose pie menu first, I will click, and I will have this. This is the list for the menus. I can add a pie menu, a layout menu, a simple menu, or a layout menu here. I can remove it, duplicate it, or paste it, okay? Or copy it, my bad. If, let's see, I have this menu, I click on copy, I will be able to go to, in fact, paste it if I want, or duplicate, to create a new preset, and I will have this paste menu. I will click and I will paste this menu. So like that, you can paste between presets. It's up to you. Okay, so I have my new pie. I will double click. I will name it primitives, because that will be the simple one to do. And that's it. Okay, so at this point, I will have my preset, I will have my menu here, and I will have the preview edit mode when you will create your menu. I will show you this later. So that's it for the preset and the menu here. When you create your first preset and your first menu, you will have this. You will have the preview that will be on and the edit mode that will be on. I will show you this later. For now, we will concentrate on this part. You will have the Keymap tab as default. If you want to launch this menu, you need to add a Keymap. As you can see, you can add something like Ctrl-Shift-Alt and use a shortcut. I will use Q and I will press Enter. That will give me this result here. So you will have this one, this part. You will be able to edit this Keymap if you want. And after that, you will have the context. If you want to use it in the 3D view, image editor, node editor, etc. If you want to use it in any editor, you can use window, as you can see, any. And for some shortcuts like tab or spacebar, you need to use the object non-modal. Like that, it will work. And once you are okay, you can click on save to save your settings and your keymaps. If you don't do this, maybe it will not save the preferences and you will use your keymap, okay? So take this into account. Create your keymap, edit it if necessary, and save it. You can also clear the keymap here, that will give you this result. And I can restart. This time I will just use Q in the 3D view, press enter, and I will save. And that's it. I will have my pie that will be visible. If I'm going here, press Q. As you can see, I have my pie. I don't have any button right now. When you create your pie menu, you will have the option part. You can choose the type, and you can add a description. let's name it primitives pie, like that. Okay, and when you will call it, as you can see, you will have primitives, the name of the pie, and the description, primitive pie here. You can also add a condition. That means if you want to see this pie menu only when you are in object mode, you can make it. And if you don't know how to do that, you can click on this little icon for the condition. And you will have the mode condition, and you will choose object mode. Like that. It will automatically pass the code. That means, now I'm in object mode, I can click. As you can see, I can see my pie menu. If I go in edit mode, if I click, I will have nothing. Okay? So this is a way, with a condition, to show the pie only when you want. So you can do this with the pie menu, and you can do this with the buttons. Okay? So take this into account. The condition will condition the visibility of your menu button, depending on the condition itself. So that's it for the option and the keymap. Now let's see the design part. I will activate the preview to show you the pie menu. And in the design part, you will have this. This is a drop-down menu that will show you some design I created for the add-on. The default one will be the blue one. As you can see in the option, you have a default blue. Okay? So you can create your own design, add a name and save it. It will be visible here in this list and also in this one. That means when you will create a menu, you will be able to use your own design. Okay, so to select a design, just select it, let's see, like this, and click on this icon to load this design. As you can see, it will change. To show you, I will add some buttons, like that, and as you can see, I can add as many buttons as I want. Okay, and that will show you the current design. If I use this one and do that, as you can see, that will give you this. Okay, so you have also to take into account that the Sync Blender team will try to make the design follows the Blender team you will activate. So if I do that, I will have this result. And if I change this theme to something like Cyberpunk, as we can see, it will follow. If I use, let's see, this one, it will also follow, etc. Let's use Max, let's use Maya, for example, Plasticity, and Soft Image. Okay? So just by activating the Sync Blender, you will be able to follow the design. And if you disable it, it will go back to the design you are using. On the buttons, you will have the possibility to override colors. That means you will be able to change the button color. So let's make something like that, as you can see. The button over, so let's make a different color like this one, just to show you. I will click on OK, and as you can see, this is the over, when I put my mouse on the button. I will double click on it, and the text, if I want to make the text, let's see, red. Okay, so that will give us this kind of result. So let's disable this one, press OK. So in the design, what you will be able to do, like I said, is to select the design, to load it, to duplicate it, and to delete it. And when you will create your design, if you add a name and save it, it will be here. You can reset to default design to have everything reset to the default one. That is the default blue. Okay? After that, you will be able to edit absolutely everything in the design of the buttons. First, the font size. You can change the font, and as you can see, the buttons will try to follow the size of the font. You can change the font itself to make something, let's see, like this, as you can see. And this is per menu. That means you can create some other pie menus or simple menus or layouts that will use different fonts and different design. If I get rid of that, it will go back to the normal font. For the font, you can change the color, like that. You can activate the shadows. So for example, if the button color is something like, let's see this, let's make it white, you will have the shadow color. I can make it like that, and I can edit, as you can see, the position of the shadow, like that. I can disable this, let's reset to default, like that. You will have the button over when you go on the button, and this is this value. If I increase the value, as you can see, that will give you this. So like that, you will have a great feedback about which button you are on. And let's disable the preview and the edit mode, Control Shift and click here. If I call, as you can see, I will have this result. So let's check, we have the sound here, and we have the bounce here. So normally you have this bounce here, and when you will go on the buttons, you will see a small bounce. For example, let's make this 2.5, just to show you. Up, like that. As you can see, the bounce is bigger. So like that, you are sure to be on the object. I will go back to make it 0.1, like that. Up, let's continue. I can activate this once again. So you have the button over border. That means here in edit mode this is orange, but here it's like that. The blue one here, it's bigger than this one. Okay, so if I edit the color, you will see that will give me this result. Okay. After that, you will have the active button. That means if you have something like this, this is a bool property because this is false or true. I will right click, I will add as new button. I will click on OK. I can just name it ray tracing. And I will click on OK. That will give me this result. Okay, if I click, it will be disabled. If I click, it will be enabled. And if I change this to something like that, as you can see, it's off. It's on, okay? Like that. If you go in edit mode and double click on this button, you can disable the expanded, and you can edit this like that to see this. But this is okay for the grid part, this one. So let's keep it expanded, and for the width, let's enter 0. Okay. So, in fact, I could have named it ray tracing. Like that. Up. In preview mode, you can click on the buttons to activate and to test them, and in edit mode, you can click to select the button and double click to edit the properties of this button, like that. Okay, I will undo. So let's continue. You have the active button, you have the button border. This is the blue border here. So if once again I change this, that will give me this result. Let's continue with the header background here and the header menu border. So this one are when you create a simple menu and a layout menu. So if I create a simple menu, let's activate this, I will have this color. If I change this to something else, I will have that. If, let's see, I add this as a new button, I will have this one. So with the drag, as you can see, I can change the size of this button, and I can double click on it to disable the expand, and like that. Okay, so you can also, if you double click on this one, just to show you, change the width here of the button from this menu if you want. So let's make it like that. Okay, so this color is for this, and this color is for that, to have something that will give you this kind of result. Okay, so you can reset to default to give them the basic value. So if you reselect the primitive, we will continue. Let's reset to default this one, and you will have the border width. This one is this. I can use 2 as default or 1, it's up to you. The button border radius to make something round like that. You will also have this result here, as you can see. Up. So you can make something that will fit exactly what you want, like that. So let's make it to 10. I think 10 is a great value. The button width, this one, if we check, that will not change something. In fact, this is the larger of the buttons, because right now the buttons will take the larger of the icon. And this one will work sometimes, but not always, so don't take this into account. After that, you will have the button 8, as you can see. Up, you can change the 8. This is 50 as default. And the spacing is when you use a menu like this one. Let's go back and use 10 as it was, and let's use this one. Let's add to the active item. I will click on OK. Now I will disable the expand and I will click on OK. That will give me this result. And this spacing will change the spacing between all of that. Okay, so let's keep it to 4. That should give us something nice. This one is the compact label ratio. So if you want to have something like that or like that, it's up to you. It's at 0.4 as default. You can use 0.5. Like that, you will be able to edit this menu and make something smaller. Up. As you can see, sometime, yep, no, it's okay. That will work. I will click on OK. Nice. After that, let's continue. Show grid border. So if I disable it, it will be on primitives if you add a grid. So I will press Ctrl to remove this one, and I will double click on this one and make a grid. Okay, so let's use column 1. That will give me this, and you can edit the size of this grid if you want. And I will click on OK. If I press Shift, I will add a new button, OK. And now if I disable this, I should not have, yes, the grid border that will be visible. Okay, so with this you will show this border. And it will not work with the menu, because on the menu we always want this. Okay, so let's continue. You will have the pie settings now. So you will have the pie radius to make it bigger or smaller. Here, you can show the center circle if you want or not. Like that, when you will disable the mode, you will go in the direction and you will be able to select the button, but you will not have this center circle. I prefer to use it. You can also change the size of the center circle, and the text will try to stay inside this center circle. Okay? So you can change the fill inside. If I make this, as you can see, up, I will have different results. You can change the opacity, obviously, up, and you can change the contour. Same, I can make something red, like that. Same for the thickness of this center contour, like that. You can show the label or not, up, and you can change the color of this label, like that. And as you can see, you can change absolutely everything. This is nice. You can show the trial. So if I press Ctrl Shift and exit, I call the menu. As you can see, I have this little line and this little button. So if I do not show it, up, I will not have it anymore. That will be exactly like the basic pie menus. I can do that, Ctrl Shift to go back here. So let's continue. If you activate it, you can change the settings. So if I need to exit, in fact, to call to show you the difference. So if I change the radius to this, up, I will have something really big. Up, let's enter 10. And same for the color. I can make the color like that, up, as you can see. I can also change this to 6 to have something thicker like that. Okay, so once again, you have full control over everything. If I reset my default, I will have that. Let's enter 60 up. That will give me this result. So Ctrl Shift once again to go back here. After that, you will have the tooltips, and the tooltips will change if I enter 25. As you can see, the tooltips are bigger. If I change the color of this tooltip, I will have that. And you can add a tooltip to anything. So let's copy this. or let's name it my button. Okay, I will press OK. I will have, as you can see, the description here. So the background of the description, if you want it transparent, like that, and the border of the description if you want it to be like that. Okay, and same the width. Let's enter this. I will have something bigger, and the radius I will have something wider. Okay, so you can change absolutely everything with the design. So I will reset the design and maybe enter this one to 80, and that will give me this kind of results. Okay, so this is our first Pie menu, and we will see how to use the edit mode and how to use the buttons. So just take into account once again that you can save your own presets. For example, let's name it my preset and save it. Let's change the color to just to have something different. Like that. Let's copy this to that, to that. Maybe I should use a color I didn't use previously, like this one. Up, up. Let's copy this color to every part that are identical, like that. And let's copy this to this, enter 0.5, or maybe 0.2, okay. Same for this one, up. This one I think it's 0.1, and let's change this one to something like this, but maybe up darker. Okay, so that will be my preset, or I can name it my preset purple, like that. And if I save it, bam, I should have my preset purple here, and let's see, do I have my preset purple? Yes, I will have it here. Okay, so now when I will save a preset, I will have it here, and when I will create a new preset, if I select this one, it will use this one as default. And if I want to get rid of it, I just have to select it, up, and click to delete it. After that, I can reset to default. That will give me this, up, like that. Okay, so that's it for the design. Now let's see how to add buttons. So as you can see, I removed the previous Pie menu. I will create a new one. I will click on Add Pie menu, and I will have this. Let's go to the buttons. You will have the Preview Edit mode. If you click here, you can disable the Edit mode, and if you click here, you can also disable it. What's the difference between both? In Preview mode, you will be able to see what you are working on, and you will be able to click on the buttons to test the buttons. And in the Edit mode, you will be able to add buttons and to edit the buttons. Okay? So that will be the difference. To add buttons, you have two ways. One in the preferences and one in the 3D view. Okay? So in the preferences, you will have the add button, like this. You will have the settings for this button. In the 3D view, you will have this little plus button here, like that. And if you want the settings, you will double click on it. Okay. You can also just click in the interface, make a right click, and as you can see, you will have PieMaster operators. Create a new menu, add as new button, add to active item, and replace active item. Right now, we will click on add as new button, and that will create a new button, as you can see. Add cube with the icon add cube, clack, and I will have the add cube. So this is, in my opinion, the simplest way to add buttons to your menu. Go inside the interface, right click, add as new button, click OK. And the add-on will try to make the button works. It will not always work, so I will show you this later. So you can, like I said, add a button from the interface here, add a button with these icons, and add the button from within the interface directly like that. Right click, add as new button, click OK. So as you can see, this is as simple as that. If I disable the edit mode, I will be able to test the buttons, as you can see, like that, and same for this one. It will change this value, like that, on this slider. If I delete this one, I will be able to click. So I think for beginners, the best is to use the right-click button to make your buttons. For the next part, I deleted the previous pie menu and I will show you how to add buttons. So I will click on Add Pie Menu here. As you can see right now, we are in preview mode, edit mode. If I click here, I will be able to toggle the edit mode, same here. So you have two modes, the preview and the edit. The preview will let you test your buttons, and the edit will let you edit the buttons, okay? Add more, etc. If I click here, I will have one button, like that, and with this one I will remove the buttons, okay? So this is as simple as that. And this preview edit mode, I think for beginners is the best, because this is really simple to add buttons. For example, I want to add a cube, I will make right click, PieMaster, add as new button. I will choose if I use single direction or grid, and I will click on OK. And as you can see, I have my cube. I will disable the edit mode, like that I will be able to test my cube. I will click, bam, I will have my cube. This is as simple as that. Let's see, I want to add this one, add as new button, OK, and that's it. If I double click, I can edit the settings, and if I disable the edit mode, I can check if the value is okay. So the context will try to make the button work. It will not always work. This is not possible to make everything perfect. That's why you can add it with the context menu, this one, and you can, after that, double click on it and edit it. Okay, and I will show you all of that later. For now, I'm just showing you the preview mode and edit mode and how to add some buttons. So you can add a button with this little plus. After that, double click and edit the button. For example, I want to add a primitive. I want to add a UV sphere. I will just enter UV sphere. Hoopla. Like that. I can add a tooltip, I can add an icon, sphere, let's use this one, and I will click on OK. So now I will have my UV sphere. If I disable the edit mode, let's place my cursor here, I will have my UV sphere, okay? So like that, you can add a button here, edit the button later, or you can also directly, like I did previously, right click, add as new button, click on OK. And now, if I edit the edit mode, up, I will have this. Okay, so we saw two ways with the preview edit mode. You can also directly add buttons here. I will select my torus and I will add a new button. And as you can see, I have now a new button. And same as previously, I can enter whatever I want. I can add an icon, so let's enter plane, like that. And for the operator, I will choose add plane here, and that's it. I will have everything. So now, if I test, I will have my plane. Okay? So, like I said, you can go in edit mode, use the right-click context to add your button, use this one to add a new button and edit it later, or directly go in the preferences to add a new button like that. Okay? So this is the different ways to add buttons with this preview edit mode and the basic mode. And later I will show you all of that. And maybe you are wondering what are those shortcuts. Okay, so click to select, like that, as you can see. Double click to edit, okay. You will have the shift click to add a new button, like that. As you can see, it will add the new button just after the previous one. Control click to remove the buttons, so be careful if you don't want to lose your buttons you created. Control click will remove them. Drag up and down will change the, as you can see here, the order of everything. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, okay? Like that. After that, you will have the drag left and right, and this one is when you are using a grid. So I will double click on this one, I will use a grid like that, and I will click on OK. So if I drag left, that will give me this kind of result. If I added an icon, I will just have the icon, and if I have a text and the value is of the call span, this value is at 1, I will see the text. If I do that, it will be at 0.1 because the columns of the grid is at 1. Just to show you, columns 1, call span 0.5. This time, if I do that, call span will be at 1. If I add this, I will click on OK. As you can see, I will have that. Okay? And you can also edit the call span of the grid just like that too. Select the grid, up, and in fact, just like that, it will work. And after that, you will have the Alt and drag to move the buttons exactly where you want. Okay? So this is the edit mode. I'm trying to make it as simple to use as possible. Everything is written, and like that with the drags you can edit everything. Let's move this one, for example, here, etc., etc. And one thing you need to take into account is that when you will add a new button, it will add it after the previous selected button, but if you change all the position of all the buttons, it will be really weird. So take this into account, clear the position up in X, I will enter, and Y directly, up. This one is okay. This one, up, like that. Let's edit this one like that, and let's edit this one like that. Okay, so now everything should be correct. Like that. Okay. So that's it for the edit mode. To exit this mode, you can exit here, and to exit everything, you can also click on stop the preview. And if you have your menu, just to show you, I will enter a Q as a shortcut, like that. So now if I press Q, I will have my menu. I can press Ctrl Shift and click to go in edit mode. Like that, when you have different menus, you can go and edit them on the fly, like that, to do exactly what you want. And you can exit Ctrl Shift like that. This is as simple as that. I want to edit this one, Ctrl Shift, and that's it. And now I will have the same result here. Ctrl Shift, Ctrl Shift. Okay? Let's continue. I deleted everything, and now I will show you the difference between the single and the grid mode. Okay? So I just added a button, just to show you. I clicked here, add a button. I will have this to have the name of the button. You can hide it, you can copy it, you can duplicate it, and you can delete it. Okay? You will have this is the name. This one is optional. This is when you will have a lot of buttons, you can add a name, because if you don't add a name, it will use the label. And sometimes it's better to use a simple name. For example, let's name it single, and I will have single. And here that will tell you if you are using a single or a grid, and also if you are using a different type. If I set it as a drawer, as we can see, I will have single and drawer. Okay? Let's go back to the operator. We will see this later. So add the name if you want. And in fact, let's enter single demo, like that. And after that, I will show you a grid demo. Okay? So you have a single and grid. So the difference will be this. Single will be a single button here. I will create a new one, just to show you. And this time I will use grid. And as you can see now, I have another border here. And you can disable, I think it's in fact in design, show grid border. You can disable it if you want, but I will show you this after. So this time grid demo. So like that, I will have, as you can see, if I close everything, single demo and grid demo. So we saw this previously with the grid. You can edit the size of the button if the button has some settings. For example, I want to use the overlays. So what I will do, since I'm in a grid, I will make right click, I will choose replace active item, and for the call span I will use 0.5, and I will click on OK. And as you can see, the icon is not OK, so I will search for the correct icon, and I will click on OK. I can test it, bam, it's OK, it's nice. So the single will show you a single button, and the grid will show you a grid where you can add different buttons. For example, I select this one and I want to add the toggle X-ray just after. So I will right click, and I will, instead of using add as new button, I will use add to active item. Because I'm in a grid, the first item is this one, and I want to add something to this item. Right click, add to active item, toggle X-ray, icon, I will use this one, call span, this is the larger of the button, I will click on OK. OK, I can test if this one is OK. It's OK, but as you can see, the icon is not correct. So I can double click, I can search for the icon. Do we have something like X? Let's check. Oh, is this one? No, this is not this. I don't see it. Let's make this. Yes, this is this one. Okay, so now I will have the correct icon. And in not edit mode, I will be able to test, and that will be okay. So you have here one button in single mode, and you have here two buttons in a grid mode. And like we saw previously, you can disable this to just have the buttons like that. Okay? So let's continue. There is a difference in single and grid. In grid, you will have, as you can see, you have the button here, and inside the button you have the items. Okay? Imagine this is a grid, and this is the items of the grid. You can move them to change the position, and same here with drag up and drag down, as you can see. You can copy, duplicate, delete, and when you select the item, you will be able to edit the settings. Okay. So in single mode, that will be different. You will have your button, single. You will have here a button, an item for this button, and you can also add another button, as you can see, another item to be exact. But in fact, this is a button. The difference with the grid will be here you will always see them, if you want, obviously, and here you will only see one. Okay? So imagine I want to add something like the object mode and the edit mode. So in a grid I can add both buttons, one to set the object, one to set the edit, or even add this. Let's try if I can add this one. No, I don't have access to this one, as you can see under right click, so we cannot. But you can add a button, edit, add a button, object. On the single one, I will name it this one, edit mode, and the second one, object mode. And in fact, I will add everything, tooltip, set object mode, and here, oh my bad, I will copy this, I will enter set edit mode. Okay, so for the edit mode, I will search for the icon edit. This is this one, perfect. For the object mode, I will search for the icon object. This is this one, so this is perfect. For the operator now, in edit mode, I will click here, and I will search. I have set mode here, and I will click on set edit mode. So like that, you don't have to search for the code, you already have it here. Okay? And for the object mode, I will do the same, and I will set object mode, like that. As you can see, this is an operator, bpy.ops. this one is an operator and the type is an operator. I will show you all of this after. Okay, so now I have two buttons, but I only see the edit mode. Okay, we will only see the first one because we need to add conditions. That means if I'm in object mode on my selection, I will see edit mode. If I'm in edit mode on my selection, I will see object mode. Okay, so I will select edit mode and I will search for the mode condition. So do we have something like that? Mode condition. If I'm in object mode, like that, as you can see, context object, if I have an object and if this object is in object mode, I will show my button edit. And let's do the same for the object mode. For the condition, I need to search if it's edit mode. Like that. So if I have an object and this object is in edit mode. Okay. So now I will exit this mode, select this object. I will click here, or just to show you, I will go in edit mode. I will see object mode. I will go in object mode. I will see edit mode. And since we added an operator to set the mode when you want, as you want, we want, I will click, bam, I will set in edit mode. I will click, bam, I will set in object mode. Okay? So this is a way to add a button, one button that will do several operations, like that, as you can see. And this button will be visible depending on the condition you will set. So that's it. So for the single one, you will have add button that will add different buttons. You will set the condition. And for the grids, you will have different buttons and you will see them directly in the grid. You can also obviously add condition to see the button in the grid if necessary. But that will be different. You will have one item, one button in the grid each time. And here on the single part, you will only see one. Okay? So I hope it's not too complicated for that. So that's it for the single and the grid mode. Let's see the basic settings for single and grid. So we are on a single button. As you can see, you have position in X and position in Y. You can click to make them at 0. You also have width, that means you can change the width of the button if you want. 0 will be the default one. You will have 8 to change the height of the button. In the design, the basic 8 is 50. Okay? And here you can override this 8 to do whatever you want. Okay? 0 will be the default version, the default value that is in the design, this one. Okay, so this is for the single, and if I select the grid this time, you will see that I have more possibilities. You will have columns. That means I have one column here with 0.5 at the middle, and since I added the buttons at 0.5 for the call span, I will select this one, as you can see. That will give me this. If I enter 2, I will have that. After that, I can do that if necessary, or I can add other operators if necessary too. Okay? So it's really up to you to do that. So you will have the position in X, the position in Y, and the width also to make this. Oh, okay, so this is nice. And you will have this expanding from top, expanding from center, and expanding from bottom. So why do I have that? I will show you. I will create a new button in this grid, and this button I will choose section. After that, I will create a new button to go inside this section. Okay? So I will choose to disable the outside section, because like that I will be able to have this result. Up. Let's add, in fact, let's duplicate this button to show you, that will be better. Right now, the expanding is from the center. That means if I close it, as you can see, the menu will expand from its center. If I click, that will give me this. If I choose from top, that will give me this kind, this kind of result. Okay? And if I use expanding from bottom, that will give me this kind of result. So for that, this is interesting to move this grid up before the other one, like that. And let's check, let's move the Y position. Imagine you made your grid correct, everything is correct, this is nice. You choose expanding from bottom, that will give you this kind of result. So for that, this is nice to have expanding from bottom if the grid is at the top of the pie menu, because when you will open it, that will give you this kind of result. If this time it's the opposite part, let's enter 0, I will choose from top, and let's edit this like that, imagine, that will give you this kind of result, okay? So if I have another button, up, I can press Alt to move this one. This time, if it's at the left, I will have this kind of result. It's really up to you to choose the direction of the expanding part, okay? From top, center, or bottom. So let's clear this. Let's duplicate, call this 0, 0, like that. And I will choose from top this time. Yes, it seems the code keeps the settings from the value you added. So like that, I will have this kind of result. Okay? So this is the settings for the single and the grid part. You will have different position. So this one single, you will just have the position X, Y, with and 8. And for the grid, I need to select it, you will have the columns and the expanding part. Okay? Let's continue with the other settings of the buttons. As you can see, I removed everything and I'm in a single mode. And we saw this part, all of this in single and grid, and same for the item in single and grid. So after that, when you create a button, you need to choose the type of button you want. If you want to add an operator is something like this. If you put your mouse on it, you will see Python bpy.ops. This one is an operator. And after that, you will be able to add a property, and this is a property that will be bpy.data, bpy.context, etc., etc. Just you have to know that bpy.ops is an operator, and bpy.data, .context, etc. is a property. Everything that is in the UI is mostly a property. All of that are properties. The operator will create something, will make some changes to your object, etc. And property will change the settings. Okay? So the first one is an operator. We will create an operator. So let's create something simple, add cube. Okay, let's add a tooltip. So we choose the type operator. We added a label for the cube. We choose a tooltip, add a primitive cube. Okay, and now as you can see, if you put your mouse on it, you will see add a primitive cube. Perfect. You need an icon, so you can click here to search for a cube icon. Okay, or you can click here and go to somewhere else. For example, let's go in my Better Pie menu icon. I know that I have a cube icon, and I will click on OK. And bam, I will have my custom icon for my operator here. After that, you need to add the operator for your for your button. So to add an operator, you have several ways. You can click here and search for the operator you want. You can make a search here if you want. For example, if I enter cube, I will have this. If I search inside Blender, I will have that. And in the example, as you can see, I added cubes with different level or subdiv, etc. Let's try this one just to test. Up. Okay. If I click here and to exit the edit mode and click, I will have my cube, as you can see, with my bevel, etc., etc. Perfect. So, like I said, you can select the operator here. This is the search for the operators. And you can also go and show the info editor. This is this one, as you can see. And when you activate something inside Blender, like this one, as you can see, it will give you the code. So I will copy this code to this just to show you. And you will see bpy.ops, that means this is an operator, mesh.primitive cube add. And after that, this is the settings for this cube. Okay? I will show you something interesting. I will delete this one. I will create a new one, add mesh, let's see, cube. And if you edit some settings here, I will enter 1 for the meters, bam, and copy this code. Up, let's go back here. You will have something different. This time you will have the size, okay? So imagine you want to make a cube with the size of 0.5, and that's it. You don't need the other part, edit mode, align, location, scale. You can directly use this one. I will copy, and I will paste it in the operator field, like that. So now, let's delete this one. When I click on add cube, I will have my cube with 0.5. As you can see, this is perfect. You can, like that, create primitives with the settings you want. Okay? This is the same as I did, for example, here. For example, here, grid 5, torus 32 by 24, etc., etc. Or the previous one, the cube with the bevel, etc. Okay? In fact, this is not the same for the bevel because I'm using a macro system. I will show you this later too. So if you want to have a basic cube, you can just do that and you will have this time a basic cube, as you can see. So let's delete this one. So this is it, and you have the type, you have the label, the tooltip, the icon, the operator, and you can also add a condition. I want this to be visible only if I'm in object mode. So mode, object mode, and bam. I need a selection. If I deselect something or go in edit mode, I will not see my button. Okay? So it's up to you. You also have a hotkey system. I can press C, press enter. As you can see now, I will have the little C here. And let's, yes, we have a shortcut for this one. So if I exit with Ctrl Shift here, I can press QC, and bam, I will have my cube, and after that I will be able to edit it. As you can see, this is really nice. So you have everything here. The last buttons are for the override for the color. So let's click. I can now change the color of this button if necessary. Okay, I can change the color, I can change the over. So let's make this, let's see, like that. As you can see, that will give me this result. I can change the text color. Like that. If I disable it, I will have this. Okay, so depending on the type, depending of the type and the of the button, you will have different settings here. I will show you the trigger variant later, but right now this is for the operator. Let's continue. For this one, I will name it operator, like that. We will see that this is an operator here. Okay, I will create a new button, and for the type, I will choose property. And I will enter property for the name, for the list. Property, like that. So we will create different buttons, and like that we will see which button is. Okay, so property. This one, I will use the overlays. Okay, so I will name it overlays, like that. I will name toggle, yes, toggle overlays, like that. And for the icon, I will choose overlays. For the property path, as you can see now, this is different. On this one, I have the operator. And on the second one, this one, I have property path and value. Okay, so when you activate something, I will toggle this one. In the info editor, you will have the correct code to use. Okay, so this is nice when you are creating your Pie menu to show the info editor. You can also create the button with the right click, add as new button. I will click OK, and I will directly have my button. Okay, but right now the goal is to show you how you can do it. Okay, so when you activate this, the button, the property, the operator, etc., in the info editor, you will have the correct code. So I will copy this code and I will paste it here in the property path, like that. I will just remove the equal false, Control X, like that. Okay, so as you can see here, you have property path and you have value. If the value is left empty, that will act as a toggle. So if I click here, I will give me this. In fact, I deleted the wrong one. So this is just overlays, up, and let's name it toggle overlays. And let's add back the icon. Bam! Okay. So now, if I click, as you can see, it will toggle my overlay because the value is empty. If I make it false, when I will click, it will make the overlay false, but if I click once again, as you can see, it will not work. I need to make it true, like that, as you can see. So if you disable it, you will just have it as a toggle. Okay, so take this into account when you want to use a property. You need to add the path of this property. You need to set a value if you want to set a value. Just to show you, I will create another type of property. Let's see the viewport sample. I will press enter, like that. I will have directly the code. I will choose property. Let's name it viewport sample, like that. Set viewport samples to 256, like that. I don't want to use an icon. I will use property, like that, and for the path, and I will enter this for the value. Okay, viewport sample, let's name it 266. Okay, and as you can see, we have 36. We are not in this mode, so I can test it. And now I will have this value. Okay, so this is another way to set the property to use the value you want. So I can name it property value. Set to this, and I will keep all of that, and I will add this to the preset settings of the add-on. So, and in fact for that I will use the basic icon, so that will be easier for you. So yes, this one is a property to set a value as the value you want. Simple, nice. That's it. And in property, you have expand too. So right now, as you can see, that will not change anything because we are not in a grid, and num_n because we have a value. Okay, so let's make it single, and let's select this one. Let's make it, let's check, yes, this one will work, but it will work better if we are using in a grid. Just to show you, let's change the size of the grid, and let's change the call span of this, like that. And that will give you this kind of result, okay? So this was to show you that. So let's enter this to 1, let's activate the expand, and let's make it single. So yes, I think I need also, when you set a value to a button, not activate it like that, because the blue value is activated. So I will fix that part. And this one, as you can see, it will change. This one will not change. It will always set the value. So I will change this behavior. Okay. So we have the property value, and that's it. We have also some other type of properties, the sliders, etc. This is the slider, and I will show you this after. Let's continue and add a new button, and this time we will choose Python. Okay, so this one, let's name it Python file, like that. With this one, you will be able to use a Python file you will create yourself or with AI to use it directly inside the add-on. Okay, let's show the overlays. And let's name it add cube and entre parenthèses Python, like that. Okay, add a cube from a Python file. For the icon, do we have Python? Let's enter code. I think we have something for the code Python. I never remember where this one is. And yes, you just have to press a script, and I will use this one. Okay, so as you can see, add cube Python, and I can remove the Python, in fact, since we have the correct icon. Okay, so now, since we set the Python type, we have file and we have command. Okay, so for the file, we need to check and select the Python file. So I will go in my add-ons, in Gizmo Creator, in my code example, I added some code. Let's use the add primitive because this one let us add some primitives. I will choose accept, and I will copy this code, and just to show you, I will open it. And as you can see, this is a single class operator. This is an operator, and inside you can add different type of primitives. Right now this is basic, but I can add more options after. Okay, and at the end I added the operator to use, the command to use. As you can see, bpy.ops, this is an operator. I will copy this, and my bad, I will paste it here. Command, like that. As you can see, this is cube. And if, let's delete this one, I click, I will have my cube. Just to show you, if I enter a cone, this time I will have a cone. If I enter plane, if obviously it's in the script I added, I will have my plane. Okay, so let's set it as a cube, and now I will have my cube. Now I'm sure it's okay. Up, like that. After that, once again, you can add condition, hotkey, and override the color. And you can, we will see on the trigger later, but on this one, you can add more than one operator with the triggers. So that's it for the Python file. As you can see, this is pretty simple. You can create your own Python file. Now the AI allows you to make something really nice. So if you have some ideas, you just use, create some Python files, and you can use them with PieMaster and Gizmo Creator, obviously. Let's add a new button. This time for the type, I will choose PyCall. So this one is interesting because with this one you will be able to create nested pie menus, and you will be able to add pie menus from within the add-on. If you want to call other pie menus not from the add-on, you can use the operator part. Okay, so I will need a new pie menu, but first let's rename this one start, like that. Create a new pie menu. Let's name it primitives, like that. For the design, why not make it red, and like that. Okay. So for the button, as you can see, I'm in edit mode. I want to be fast, so I will make something like this. Add as new button, add as new button, add as new button, etc. This is really fast. Up. Okay. Last one. Bam. I have my new pie menu primitives here. In this one, I need to select it, obviously. So let's name it pie call primitives, like that. And as you can see, let's name it primitives. Okay, and I will click here and I will select the pie I created, primitives, and that will give me this. For the icon, since it's here, I can search for the arrow, arrow left maybe. Let's search for arrow, I have some here, vertical, horizontal. I can just search arrow. No, well, I can use this part too, but now. I know that I have some. Where are they? Okay, this one. Okay, as you can see, I have primitive. So this one has already a keymap. Okay, I will exit this one. I will click, and bam, as you can see, I will go to my primitives. This is as simple as that. And in the options, you have the auto open pie on over. If I disable it, as you can see now, I need to click to go to this one. Except, even in fact, even if I'm fast. So let's activate this one. Up, like that. I will have this. And this is a way to make a pie call on another pie menu. And like I said previously, menu call and layout call will be the same when you will create a menu and a layout. Okay, so like that I will not have to show you those parts because that will be exactly the same. Now let's see the GPU menu. So this one will let you create some menus and add some items in it. So let's name it lights, like that. Add light menu, and let's add an icon, let's see, for the light. Okay, so now as you can see here, you will have menu items, and you can click on plus and you will have a new item. If I click on the menu not in edit mode, I will have this option. Okay, in this option you have auto open menu on over. You can click like that. As you can see, you need to click on the menu to have the items. Okay, so let's continue. I can select this item and I can replace it with this one. Replace active item. I will click on OK, as you can see, and I can add the other item. Add to active item. Like that, add to active item, and once again add to active item. And that's it. I will have the items that are my operators for the lights, and if I click, I will have this result. Okay, so with this GPU menu, you can create menus like that. Let's continue with this slider. I will select the light like that. When I will add a new button, it will be just after the light, like that. Okay, so I will name it, this one is GPU menu. I want to select my slider, so this is new button, this is this one. Okay, let's name it sliders with a S, because I want to add more than one slider here. So for the type, I will choose slider, and as you can see, I will have the label. Let's use the samples here. Samples, like that. This one is an integer because there is no virgule and 0.0000. So let's choose integer. Let's use a min at 0 because if we set the minimum is 0, there is no maximum. So let's enter, why not, this as maximum. Okay, so if I exit the edit mode, I will be able to do that, but as you can see, I need the property path. So let's show the info tab, info editor, and let's enter this value to copy this and paste it here without the value. Okay, so now I have this as an integer, and I will be able to change the value, as you can see, with the maximum and the minimum. So this is nice, this is exactly what I wanted. So let's resume. Type slider, label sample, property path this one, I just have to enter this to have it in the info editor, okay, to have the proper path I will use. I will choose this as an integer because this is an integer, this one too. I will add minimum 0 and maximum this. And for the step, this is each time you will edit this slider, you will have 1 by 1, like that. So let's enter 10 just to show you, up, like that, 10, 9, 8, 7. If I use 2 as a step, this time that will be 2 by 2, as you can see. Nice. Let's use 1, and as you can see, this is fast. You can use the speed 0.1 to make it slower, as you can see here. So it's up to you to set the slider exactly as you want to make it fast to edit. You can obviously enter the value and press enter to have this. After that, you can add a suffix. There is no suffix here, so let's keep it like that. And you can activate the expand or not. So I want to add more than one slider, so I will use the grid here. And if I activate the expand, as you can see, that will give us this kind of result. I can edit the width of the grid, like that, and in the design, I can edit this, like that. Let's reset the default, like that. Okay? So I can set my slider exactly as I want. Let's enter viewport samples, like that. Okay, so now I want to add another slider, this time a float slider. So I will come here, and the location, as you can see, this one is a float, because this is 0.47. So I will add a new button, I will choose slider, I will choose float, I will enter the value to be able to copy and paste the path without the value, obviously. And I will put 0 in min and 0 in max, like that. Like that, I will have no min and no max. I can also make -1 and 1, just to show you, like that. Let's name it rotation up X, like that. I can edit up the rotation in X. Okay, so this time, as you can see, I have a suffix, so I will use M for the suffix, and I can use the expand like that. So now, if I edit the value, as you can see, I will have -1 and max1, and that will give me this because the step is at 1. Let's enter 0.01, and like that I will have something like that. If it's too slow, I can set the speed to 10, and as you can see now it will be fast. Let's use 2, maybe that should be enough, like that. Okay, so as you can see, you can set the slider exactly as you want. And for the precision, as you can see, I have 3, 2, 1. That will be the number of chiffres, number after the virgule. Okay, so I use 2, I use 3, 4, etc. Bam, bam, bam. Let's use 2, exactly like that, and like that we will have something nice. Okay, I will keep 1 like that. And now let's use another one, but this time for the rotation in X. So add a button. Let's name it rotation X. Edit the, my bad, edit the rotation in X, like that. I will use a slider, obviously, and I need the property path. So I will press enter, up, Control C, Control V, remove the equal 0, and use angle this time. I will use the expand, and I will have this. Okay, so the rotation, there is a maximum, in fact there is no maximum, so let's keep it to 0, like that, and press here, enter 0, like that. So now I will have this, and I will have that. Okay. If it's too slow, I can increase the speed like that. Okay. This is working nicely. You have the step at 1 because this is an angle, and that's it. You can enter 360 if you want, and like that I will have 360 max 0 or minus 360 like that. 0 will be the middle, minus max. Okay, so it's really up to you to set this slider exactly as you want. Up, press enter, boom, it's done. Here for the suffix we can just add this and we will have this result, as you can see. Nice. So that's it for these sliders. This is as simple as that. You don't have to do anything else. You have integer, float, and angle, and I hope with this video you can understand the difference between those three. Okay, now let's see the Enum properties. I will add a new button here. Let's select it like that, and let's set the type to Enum prop. For the name, let's name it Enum prop 2. Like that, I will know this is an Enum property. Like that, okay. I can hide this one and we'll select this one. We will use the mode, so let's enter mode, like that. And as you can see, you have this. That means this button will have some items. So I will activate this one up to have the path. I will copy and paste it here without the value, and I will press enter. Okay, so like that, if I disable the edit mode, I click, I will have all the items, and if I select an item, it will change, as you can see. So let's use XY color, let's edit the width, like that, to have something better. If you use expanded and edit this, as you can see, you will see everything, if it's possible. So let's enter 0. Like that, and in fact let's make it a little bit bigger. Okay, so this is the Enum prop. This is as simple as that. When you have something like this drop-down menu, you can just copy the code, the path here, and you will have the items inside. But sometimes it's not possible. I will set it as a grid to show you. Let's edit the width for the grid like that. Let's see, if I want to add this one, as you can see we have 3 items. I will select in edit mode this one, like that. I will be sure to add this to the active item, and I will have EV. And now if I click, as you can see, we only see EV, because like this one, sometimes it will not work at all. Okay, so what you can do is, instead of using the Enum property, I will just use a property, like that. I will remove the icon, I will name it EV, like that. And what I want is, in fact, it's okay, it's already done. I have the path, context scene render engine, and Blender EV. Same if I do that, as you can see, I can copy that, paste it, remove the value, and I will have it. If I set it to cycle, normally if I click, I will have EV. As you can see, this is as simple as that. So let's keep it like that. Maybe let's hide the label to have more place. And what I can do is to duplicate this one, and this time I will name it cycles, like that. And here I will enter cycles, because I know this is cycles. Up, like that. Okay, now if I click, I will have cycle, and here I will have EV. I can use this if I want, edit the columns for this, and maybe change the width to make it smaller, like that. So now I will have this to do that. This is an Enum property, and I add to recreate another Enum property. And in fact, I could have created something like a GPU menu to make like an Enum property. I'm sorry for that. Okay, so you have several possibilities. I can also use a drawer, but with this you can, if you want, with this workflow, you set it as a property, this one, and set the value like that. If you don't want to have all the possibilities, you can have this kind of result. Okay, like that you will set the one you want to use and not everything. Okay, so I think that is for the Enum property. Now let's add a color prop. I will add a new button here, this one. I will name it color prop. This is a color property. On the type, I will use color prop, and as you can see, I will have these results. What I need is a property path. So I will come here, I will choose viewport display, and I will edit this value. And in the info editor, I will copy the path and paste it without the equal and the value, because I just want to have this one. Okay? So now, if I put my mouse on it, you will see that you can have something like that, some information, and if you click, you can edit the color, change it, etc. Okay, so this is nice. So let's make it object color, like that, and if we check set the object color, we will have the description here. And as you can see, you have some information. You can make something on this one. This one in the UI, if you press Ctrl and wheel mouse, you will be able to change the opacity, the value. But as you can see, that will also change the saturation. So what I did was to let us do some operations. Click drag vertically, we change the value. Click drag horizontally, we change the hue. You can press shift to slow down, obviously. Control, click drag vertically, we change the opacity, and horizontally, we change the saturation. So like that, you can edit the color without having to come here, etc., etc. You have the settings directly here. And you can expand it if you want, edit the width to make this. And if you add it in a grid, you will have something, let's see, like that. Okay? Same, normally, if I can edit this to have this. And if, let's see, I disable the expand, if I use the expand to be exact, I will have this kind of result. Okay? So let's make it single, and the width, let's add to 0. And that's it for the color prop. This is as simple as that. Now let's see the sections, and for that I will create a new button like this one, and I will edit it. I want to use a grid because the sections works with the grid. For the columns I will use 2, and for this one I will use 2 once again. I will set this as a section, and I will name it render settings, like that. You can choose if the section is default closed, so I will make it closed as default. And you can choose a condition if you want. Right now I will just click on OK. What I will do will be to copy some buttons, for example the EV1 and the cycle one. So I will click here on this little button to copy, and I will come into my section, this one, to be sure, as you can see here, and I will use the paste button, like that. So if I open my section, I will have my button EV. If I select it, as you can see, I will have it inside my section. And I want to use, for the expanding, I will choose expanding top, like that, and why not move, in fact, a little bit this one like that. So if I click, as you can see, it will expand from the top. Okay, so let's do the same with this button, cycle here, copy, let's select EV to be sure to select it correctly, and let's paste it, and boom, like that, I will have, if I disable the edit mode, cycle and EV. Okay, So now we will have this section. I will add some settings. I will show you something interesting. We are in EV. I want to add this sample here. So I will select cycle because this is this one after this one. And I will make a right click, add to active item because I'm in a grid. I will disable the expanded. I will use true and I will click on OK. That will give me this result. But this is an integer. So let's set this one as an integer and let's set the max to this. Okay, so that's it. This button is done. I will select this one and I will add this one. Same, add to active item. Let's enter true and click on true. Okay, if I select it, I will make it as an integer true, like that. And I have viewport sample and render sample. I want to make these two buttons only visible when EV is active. Okay, so I can do that. Let's show this one once again. Activate EV, copy this, and in this button, in the condition, I will do that. I will enter equal, like that. Now, let's disable this. If I go in cycle, as you can see, you don't see the button. Nice, perfect. So let's select the second one, and let's pass once again this, and press equal, and bam. So now I can check cycle EV. I have my buttons. Perfect. So let's go into cycle. Let's go into the edit mode. You have the max sample here. So let's do that. Add to active item. Same. Let's enter true. Like that. Bam. And this is once again an integer. I can do that. I can add a max. And that's it. This one is done. So this is the viewport sample. It's okay. And I have this one. I will select it. Add to active item. Same as previously. True. Press enter. Edit it. Add the max. Press enter. So now I will have, let's make it render sample. In fact, this is render max sample to be exact. But let's keep it like that. This is just for the example. So now, if I edit the value up, I will have the value that will update here. Same here. And weirdly, with EV, this is automatic. As you can see, the update is in real time, but not with cycle. And as you can see, I need to add the condition for those two. So let's activate cycle, copy this, select the buttons. So let's select this one, like that. Add the condition. Don't forget the equal, like that. Select this one. Same, once again. And that's it. Now I will have EV. I will have cycle with each button its own settings. Okay? So you will have the description. So for the description, I can make it view clack. This is cycle max viewport sample. I can do the same. Cycle max, hop, max, and I will copy this. Control C, up, Control V, render samples. Like that, you are sure to know what it is. Cycle max viewport and render. And you can do the same with this. That will be like that. EV, viewport sample, up, Control C, EVV, render samples, like that. If I go in EV, I will have my, hopla, the name is not correct. EV viewport sample, like that, and EV render samples. Perfect. Let's add a new section just after that, but before let's add this shadow. So let's do this, add to active item, let's enter true, and click on OK. Now I will have my shadows. Perfect. Now I will press Shift and click. That will create a new button. And this one, I will transform it as a new section. And as you can see, I have this child of previous section. So I will activate it, and you will see that if I close this one will be closed, and if I disable this, just to show you, if I close this one will not be, will still be visible. So let's activate this, and boom, now I will have that. Okay, so the shadows, I want to add the rest and step if the shadow is true, but before, let's edit this position for this one. Up, let's make it like that. So select this one, right click, add to active item, let's enter 2, press enter, and that's it. I can name it res, and this is also an integer, and I think the minimum and the maximum are 1 and 4. So let's edit minimum 1, maximum 4. Press enter, and that's it. This one is done. And to be sure, it's not outside the section. So when I will close this section, the button will stay in it. And if I do that, as you can see, the button will not. So let's make it inside the section, like that. So select this one, right click, add to active item, clack, choose, enter, like that. And this one, it was steps. So steps. This is also an integer. I will do that. I will check the minimum 1, the maximum 16. So minimum 1, maximum this. Press enter. And now that's it. So I want to make all of this visible if the shadows are on. Okay, so let's activate the shadows. Copy. Select the this one to be sure in edit mode. Yep, this is this one, section. So let's name it shadows, like that. And I can make shadows settings. Okay, I can make it default close, obviously, and I can add a condition like that. I can make egal true. You can also just make this. I can remove this one. Normally it should work. If I disable this one, as you can see, this is not visible anymore. Okay, so like I said, you can do this or make this true, like that. So let's copy this and let's paste it to the options for the shadows. So this is this one, up, this is the ray, and this is this one. And as you can see, I think I need to move those one before my section, like that. Because if I go in cycle, I want, my bad, my buttons to be there. So let's the property shadows, move it after. So yes, be careful about the order of everything to have it correct. Okay, so now if I disable the shadows, as you can see, I will not see my section. So I need just to add the condition for the other ones, like that, and same like that. And now if I disable the shadow, I will have this, and as you can see, everything works. So with this, you can create this kind of menu with different buttons, and you can add sections into sections, like that. Now let's see the drawers. I have this one. I will add a new button. This new button will be directly here. I will choose drawer as a type, like that. And as you can see, it added a little arrow here. Okay, so let's name it primitives, like that. So now I will have this icon, this button with this icon here. I can add the tooltip, add mesh primitives. Okay, I can also add an icon. Let's use this one, or let's enter mesh. Let's use this one. So like that, you will have the icon, the name, the label, and this arrow. And this arrow will show you the direction where the item will be visible. So if I add an item, like this, I will add a second one, just to show you, I will have this result. Okay, so if I choose side left, I will have this, like that. And if I choose, let's see, right, you will see that will be different, that will be like that. Okay, same left, that will be like that. So I can use top, I can use bottom, like that. Okay, so with the drawers you can set the direction exactly as you want. Let's use the side right, like that, and as you can see, after that you have the side flow. I choose bottom, but I can choose top, and that will give me this kind of result. Okay, same for the side left, that will give me this for the top, and that will give me that for the bottom. Okay, so one thing that is interesting is that I can select this, and I can replace this active item, okay, like that, and now I will have my viewport sample here. Okay, so let's make it integer, let's add the max, like that, let's name it vSample, because why not? And now I will have this vSample, and as you can see, oh, my bad, let's disable the edit mode, I will be able to edit the value. So with this workflow, you can add different type of properties inside a drawer, and like that. And the drawer will open automatically. So you will have something really nice. Okay, you can go in edit mode, select this one, and replace it with the shadows, why not? Like that. I will click on OK. Let's disable this one, and bam, as you can see, I will toggle the shadows. So, like I said, you can add anything inside this. So let's use this side right. I think that will be better. After that, you can normally edit the size of this button, the width, like that, and that will also update the width of the children of this one. Okay, select this one, I will press shift to add a new button, like this, and this one I will make it another drawer. Okay, side right, bottom, okay, let's name it light. This is just an example to show you that you can add drawers inside drawers. Okay, so on this one, light, let's add a new item. As you can see, nested drawer item, and you will have a new item here. And same, normally, I can select this one and replace it with this. Up, and I should have, yes, my new item. In fact, here, it will not select the selection, so sometimes you need to go inside this one. Let's use this, let's do that, and bam. So this time it will work, okay? So this is a way to add drawers into drawers, etc, etc. And same on some buttons, I didn't add the triggers. In this, you need to go inside the preferences to make them work, because you will have too many settings directly inside this part, and it's complicated. So let's keep it simple for the edit mode, and when you want to add more details, you can go in the settings here. So that's it for the drawers. As you can see, you can add a drawer. Inside the drawer you can add properties, and also drawer, and also properties. So you can make some nice menus. I will show you one menu, and this one is a great example of all of that. As you can see, you have drawers in drawers, like that, etc. Obviously my view is too small, but you can make something like that, etc, etc. Okay, I will get rid of this one and select this one. So that's it for the drawers. Let's name it operator for this one, like that, and for this one, that will be drawers, like that. So now I will know that this one is for drawers. Let's disable and re-enable this one. Okay. Now let's see the separators. You will see this is pretty simple. I will add some buttons, like that. I will add a separator, buttons, separator, buttons, separator, button, button. Okay, so in edit mode, preview edit mode, you can see that you will have the separators. If I disable the preview edit mode, you will see some holes. So the separators are for that, to add holes in the order of the buttons. Okay? You can use them like that. You can also, let's see, add a button. Let's select this one. As you can see here, in fact, I will go directly in the let's select it. Where is this button? Let's hide everything. Up. Like that. Okay, so now this is this button, let's select this one, perfect. So what I will do will be to make this one. I will make object mode. Like that, we will see that this is this object, and I will add a new button, and this time that will be a separator. Okay, so I will add a condition to this one. For the object mode, I will add a condition to be visible in object mode. Okay, and for the separator, I will have a condition for it to be visible in edit mode. Okay, so now I'm in object mode. You can see my object. I will go in edit mode. I will add a hole. So you can also use separators like that. Make it visible when the condition is okay for the buttons, and add a hole to make a hole, in fact, when the condition is false. Like that, the buttons of your pie menu will not change order. Okay? There is also something for the separators. If you add a layout, as you can see, I now have a layout. I can edit the size of my layout. I can add buttons like that. I can add a separator, and after that I will add another button. And as you can see, now I will have a separation between the buttons here. So I can select the separator and I can edit the size, the height of this separator. Like that, imagine you have another columns. Like that, I have column 1, let's add a new one, add button, like that. And in fact, for the first column, let's select it, as you can see. Let's make this one like that, and let's edit the size of this one. So, for the second column, I will add another button, like that. I will add a separator, and add another button. So just like that, as you can see, imaging for the first separator, I change the height, let's see like that. And I want to move this one to make it clean. So I can select this one and change the height to make it like that. So just like that, you will be able to clean the layout and still have your separators. So that's it for the separators. On a simple menu, the separators will not work. We don't need them on simple menu. On layout, this is interesting for that. And on pie menus, this is also interesting for that. And for this kind of buttons. Let's see how to create a macro. So we already have some macros. For example, if I enter cube, I will have add cube bevel iteration for. So if I click, I will have the code here. I will be able to copy and paste it here. So just to show you, this is like that. A macro is a list of operations you will do one after another. Okay, so right now we have an operator to add a cube. We add this between the operators, and the second one to add a bevel. Once again this. The third one to edit the width of the bevel. We added this once again, etc., etc. Okay? So if, let's see, I click on my button, I will have, I need to be in this mode, I will have my cube with my bevel and my subdivisions, and at the end I apply the modifier. Okay? So this is as simple as that. I will show you how to create your own. Let's get rid of this. So let's open the info editor. Once again, this is this one. I will add a cube, mesh add cube. Okay, let's copy this code, Ctrl C, Ctrl V. Let's remove what we don't need. We already saw that. And that will give us this. The bpy.ops, this is an operator, the mesh primitive cube add, and at the end, the parentheses. I will add this, and now what I want is to go in the modifiers, generate, and add the bevel modifier. I will click here, Ctrl C, paste it here, and I will add this after. I want to edit the amount, 0.3. I will Ctrl C, Ctrl V, and I will do that. I want to edit the segments, enter 6, Ctrl C, Ctrl V, up, and let's add this. After that, I want to activate the shade auto smooth. Ctrl C, Ctrl V, and once again, let's do that. And at the end, what I want is to convert it to mesh. That will apply everything. Ctrl C, Ctrl V. Okay. So I just have to take this line. It needs to be only on one line. So be careful about this. Ctrl C, Ctrl V. Let's name it add cube. Okay. Up. Let's delete this one. Click. Bam. I have my cube with exactly what I set here. If I go in edit mode, I will have this result. Okay? I will show you another example. Let's create a plane, mesh plane. Let's copy this, Ctrl C, up, let's move this one after, Ctrl V. Let's remove what you don't want to use, like that. Let's add this. Now let's go in edit mode. Ctrl C, Ctrl V. Let's add this. Let's right click subdivide. And in fact, what I will do will be up to edit this for the subdivisions. Let's enter this 5. Okay. So let's check. You will have this code bpy.ops.mesh.subdivide number cut 5. This is exactly what I want. Ctrl V. Okay. And now I want to go in object mode. I will copy this and I will paste this. Okay. So now if I copy all of that and paste it here, if I delete this and click, it will work. As you can see, let's go in edit mode. This is exactly what I wanted. Perfect. Let's add something else. For example, activate the snap, like that. Activate the vertices, and backfast culling. As you can see, I just have to take this, and this, Ctrl C. I will make Ctrl V. And between them, I will just add this and just move up to have only one line. Okay, so I will select all of that. Ctrl C, Ctrl V. As you can see, I'm in operator. You can also use Python, just to show you. You set the command here, up. You don't need the file, just the command. Okay, and let's disable all of that and change everything. Bam. If I click, I will have exactly what I wanted. Snap, vertices, and backfast culling. Okay? So this is as simple as that. And you can combine, for example, let's add a primitive mesh add plane, Ctrl V, like that, and just copy all of that. You will see that you can combine operators and properties, like that, bam. And if I click, I will have exactly what I wanted, as you can see. Let's disable this one. And you can set it also with the operator, that should be the same. Up, and just click, and bam, everything is as attended. Okay? So this is a way to make a macro. So if you don't know how to make one, you can also use AI to help you to do that. Same for conditions. Don't hesitate to use AI for that. Ask for one line condition, always one line. Same for the operators, always one line. Let's see the trigger variants. I will create a new button here. I will keep it in single, and I will use an operator. I will make add cube. Let's copy this to the description, like that. I will add an icon, like that, and an operator. I will choose add cube. Okay, so this is the basic operator I will have. Here you have the trigger variants. So the trigger variants will let you add more operation directly on one button. I will click on trigger variant. You will see that the trigger will be shift click, and after that I can make an operation. So I will add cylinder, like that, and I will add an operator, add cylinder. Okay, so now if you put your mouse on it, you will have this add cube, click add cube, shift click add cylinder. If I click, I will have my cube. If I shift click, I will have my cylinder. So like that, on one button you can add more than 40 possibilities. Okay, so I can choose drag up for the cylinder, like that. I can add another variant, like that. This time let's use drag down, and let's add something like a UV sphere. Okay, add UV sphere, and now if I drag down, I have my UV sphere. If I drag up, I have my cylinder. If I click, I have my cube. So let's exit this, and if I do that, as you can see, that will directly launch the cube, even if I go more than this button. Okay, so like that, when I call this button with the fast drag, I will only activate the first button. Okay, I will not activate the drag down or drag up. So like that, this is perfect. I'm sure to have it here. Okay, so you can add another variant. This time I will use drag left. I will make add plane. Up. Okay, let's select the plane, add plane, and now if I check, everything is up to is made in the description here. Add cube, add cylinder, add UV sphere, and add plane. So if I drag left, I have my plane. Let's add a last one. This time that will be add, let's see, cone. Okay, do this. Let's search for the cone. Where is it? Circle, cone. Okay. So now I have all of that. So this is right, up, and bam, I have my cone. And on one button, I have a lot of possibilities. Okay. Let's continue. This time I will create a new button. Add a new button. I will name it Pi call, like that, but first let's name it trigger. Trigger Pi call. Okay. So you will see I will use the Pi call in the trigger. For now I will just use an operator. I will name it sculpt, like that. I will enter set sculpt mode. For the icon, I will search for the sculpt icon, and for the operator, I will choose set mode and sculpt mode. Okay. So now, if I click, I will go in sculpt mode. This is perfect. So I will add a trigger. I will click on plus. I will keep the shift click. Okay. For now, I will just use a Pi call, like that. And for the label, go to sculpt brushes, like that. But I need a Pi menu with the sculpt brushes, so what I will do will be to create a new one. Let's name it sculpt brushes, like that. And I will activate this, and I will make something like a right click, add as new button, like that. Let's name it blob. Okay. For the icon, I will click here, I will go in add-on icons, and I will search for blob. I will click, and as you can see, this is not visible here. I need to click here and exit, because this is a pop-up menu and we cannot update a pop-up menu. So once you select it, you just have to do that and you will have it. If I click, I will have my blob. I can edit the design of this to make this bigger, and same to edit this if necessary. It's really up to you to do that if you want. So that's it. I will just use one. This is just an example to show you that you can do that. Now let's go back to this one. In the buttons, I will select my trigger here. I will just search for my sculpt brush. Okay, now as you can see, I have sculpt brushes here. Perfect. So let's exit the mode just to show you. Let's go in object mode. If I click, I will go in sculpt mode. Up. And if I go fast, I will go in sculpt mode. Perfect. Like that. And if I press shift, I will go in this pie menu. Okay, so this is interesting, but I want to make the sculpt mode to be able to select my brush. So just click here, execute parent first. That means I will execute this to go in sculpt mode, and after that I will go in sculpt brush. So once again, press shift, bam! And as you can see, this is okay. It's working nicely. I can now go directly in sculpt brush when I click up on this button with shift. As you can see, shift plus click, go to sculpt brush. So this part is perfect. It's working exactly as I intended. Perfect. Okay, let's continue with the trigger variants. I will show you something interesting. Let's select the sculpt brush. I will disable the edit mode, and I will select the blob here. I will add the trigger variant to this blob. Plus, I will choose the drag up, like that. I will choose a slider, like that. Okay, let's name it size. And now what I need is the property path of this. So let's enter, like that. So if I check, I can copy this and paste it here without the egal and the value. This is an integer, as you can see. So I will do this. I will enter px as a suffix, and for the max, I will enter 1000. Okay. So now I added a trigger variant with a drag up that will change the size of this brush. And you will see that if I drag up, I will have the size at the center of the pie menu. And this is something Blender cannot do with basic pie menus. So like that, you will have something nice. I can duplicate this one, and this time I will choose drag down. Okay, like that, I will be able to change the size with drag up and drag down. This is nice. I can also, let's see, add a new one. Let's use drag left. And this time, once again, use slider. And I will change the strength. So let's enter this value. Up. And as you can see, this one is not exactly as I want. Let's use the unified paint. And yes, this is much better. This is the code I want. So let's use this one for the property path and do that. Okay, so this is a float this time. The minimum is 0, the maximum is 1. And there is no suffix. Okay, so drag left. Now let's test. Up. Let's name it strength. Okay. And if I edit it, as you can see, up. And yes, this step, let's enter 0.01, like that. When I will change this, as you can see, that will work. And I can duplicate this one and choose drag right this time. So drag up and down will change the size of the brush. Drag left and right will change the strength of this brush. And you can add other options, for example, shift drag up to change the hardness, the auto smooth, etc., etc. You will have all the settings directly here. Okay, so that's it for the triggers. You can add as many triggers as you want. You have a lot of triggers. And yes, I forgot something. Let's show you this. Let's select the start one. We have a trigger here. As you can see, with shift click. I will duplicate it. And this time I will use key hold, like that. And you will see this is interesting. So let's exit this mode. Let's go in object mode. And if I call and go to the direction, it will give me this mode. This is perfect. But if I keep pressing the shortcut and go, that will show me this. And after that, I will be able to do that and exit. And I will have my brush selected. So I will restart to show you. Keep pressing, go to the direction, that will automatically show you the pie menu. And after that, you can select the brush you want. Clack, clack, clack. Select the settings, and when you release, that will set the brush and exit the pie menu. So this one, the key hold, is really nice, because you will always have the first action of this button here, and if you keep pressing, that will directly go to this mode. Up, up, like that, as you can see. With all we saw previously to create buttons, grid, etc., etc., this is the same with menus and layouts. But let's see how to make a menu. I will click here, I will name it my menu, like that. So I will have the menu here. You have the icon, you have this button that will let you hide the menu when the pin is on. I will show you this later. First, let's add something. I will do that, right click, add as new button. I will disable the expand and I will use true for the call span because the basic default for the menu is true. I will click on OK and I will have this. So I have my menu here. You can edit the width of this menu if you want. Let's see like that. Or once again, you can edit the value of this. Let's enter 0.5 up like that. And like that, you can edit the width of the menu to have something clean like that. Okay. So this is an integer, so let's set it as an integer and let's set the value as you want. Okay, viewport sample, let's add a render sample 2, add as new button, normally it should work. So let's enter 2, like that, render samples. And same, this one should be an integer and let's add a maximum. Perfect. Let's add a new button. I can press shift and click. As you can see, I will have my new button. I can double click on this one and let's make it a section. Let's name it shadows. Up. Shadows, like that. Default close, and I will click on OK. Let's add this shadow here. In fact, I will select this one. Let's add this shadow as a new button. I will disable this to OK. And for this one, I want to make it if the shadows are true. So this is exactly the same as we did previously. I will make egal because this is a condition. And that's it. So after that, let's add this one. Add as new button. Let's use true. Let's use expand, disable the expand, and that's it. Let's name it raise. This is an integer, minimum 0, maximum 4, if I recall correctly. I will click on OK. And let's add this one, that will be the same, add as new button, disable this, true, like that, and this one will be steps. Same, and this is an integer, maximum 6, and I will press OK. So now I have these shadows. Let's add the same condition up for the buttons. Condition like that, condition like that, and now, as you can see, I have my let's exit this mode. I have everything that will work as intended. Perfect. Okay, so the menu is just that. So what I will do will be to add a shortcut to this menu. Let's use Shift, Control Shift Q, like that. And let's exit this mode with Control Shift and click. Ctrl-Shift-Q, I will have my menu. So with the menu inside PieMaster, you can click here, like that, you can place your menu where you want. And if you activate this one, as you can see, the settings will change, will hide. So like that, you can work on your object, like this one, press extrude, etc. And if necessary, edit the settings of your menu. If you want to exit this, you can disable this one, and bam, the menu will disappear. After that, you can call it once again if you want. And for the icon, you can add an icon for the header. Let's use this one because why not? If I call it, as you can see, I will have my icon. Same for the menu, you have the label. Let's name it render settings. And now I will have render settings. And remember, this label will change this one, okay? So that will give you this result. Let's place it like that. The thing also, you can add many menus and call them at the same time inside the 3D view. Like that, your menus will be visible, okay? So that's it for the menu. Everything is identical to the Pie menu, almost, to create the buttons, the call span, the conditions, etc., etc., the sliders, etc. Okay? Now let's make a layout. You will see this is almost the same as the menu. I will click, I will have this. And the UI will be a little bit different. You will have the layout label. So let's name it my layout, like that. You can edit the width of this layout, like this. You can add an icon for this layout. Let's use this one. Okay, and you will have this icon to hide the settings and this icon to pin. Right now we are in edit mode. As you can see, I have column here. I can add buttons. And if I add a new column, add column, I will have this. So let's add a new button like that. Okay, so that will be exactly the same. I can select this one. I can replace this active item by this. That will give me this result. Same for this one. Icosphere, replace it. Okay, and same for this one. Add mesh cube. Let's use, in fact, the cylinder. Replace it like that. There is a difference between the menu and the pie menu for the separator. That means in the first column, I can add a new button like this one, and if I set it as separator, you will see I will not see anything. So this time let's add another thing. Let's add this one, add as new button. I will click on OK, and as you can see, the separator will give me this result. If I hide the separator, I will have this. If I show the separator, I will have that. And with this one, you can edit the eye of this separation. Okay, so that will let you make something, let's see, like that. I will select the column 2. I have this operator. I will add, let's see, a light. Replace. Okay. Let's select this one. Let's add another light. Up, the sun, replace. Okay. Let's add the last light. Let's add as new button. Okay. And the last one, area, add as new button. Okay. And just like that, imagine I will add after this one up a new button that will also be a separator, like that. And let's add something else. Add a camera, add as new button, like that. So if this separator, I added something like that, for the other separator, I can make something, let's see, like that. So like that, I can make a layout that will be like this, but that will still be clean, like that, and not something like that. I can make this, let's see, here, and this is nice. I have my layout, this is clean, and this is nice. After, same as the, I will disable this, same as the menu, let's add a shortcut, Control, Alt, and Q. If I call it like that, I can lock it, and I can activate this. That means I can work on my object. Let's go in edit mode, blah 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 blah, come here and edit the settings I want. And you can add as many, let's activate this one, you can add as many columns as you want. I can add a new column, like this one. Obviously, I will need to edit the size of my layout. And on this one, I can add, let's see, I have this column selected. I can add this, add as new button. I will disable this, call 1, viewport sample, like that. Let's make it, let's add a max, same as preview, like that. If I select column 2, I can edit the width. Up. Let's see, to make it just a little small. Let's see, like that. Like that, this one will be bigger. Same for the column 1. I can edit the width. Let's see, like that. And if I remove the labels, let's remove the labels for everything. I can play with the width to make something like that. So for the last one, or maybe select the second one, column 2, let's edit this once again, let's make it like that. Up, I will have this. For the design, let's use this. Up, done. Okay? So if I go back to the column 3, I can add, let's see, something else. Why not the shadows? Up, add as new button. I will not do that, I will do that. And I will move the shadow after. Okay? So you can continue to add whatever you want, add as new button. Let's do that. Bam! You can duplicate it. This one is direct light. Okay, you need to edit the settings. This is a float, minimum, maximum, etc. And bam, you can create your layout like this one with different settings with some separation. You can also add a new button like this one, make it a section, up, like that. Default close, let's name it intensity. This is just an example, up. And that's it. And after that, for the intensity, I can add this as a new button. This one was direct light, so let's make this, press OK, and I will have this. So if I click, as you can see, I will have my intensity. And same here, I can add this one, make it a separator. I will choose OK, and as you can see, so I have my separator here. I can edit it to place it, let's see, like that. Okay, so let's exit the edit mode. If I call it, I will have my new layout with my settings, and I can place it here if I want. Okay, so this is as simple as that. I think later I will give the possibility to, when you go on the layout, to place all of this here. Right now, this is just like that for this first version of the add-on. But as you can see, you have full control over the layout itself. I can disable this, like that, call it, and do whatever I want. Up, 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 like that, like that. Add a camera. Well, I need to be in object mode, obviously. Add a camera, add an area light, etc., etc. Okay, so that's it for the layout. This is the same almost as the menu, but we have more possibilities with the separator and the width of the columns.